Jinyintan Hospital actually was one of the designated hospital back then. So a lot of patients actually were transferred from other hospitals. So which means actually we had fewer patients receiving the outpatient service for several reasons. First of all, we were back then the one of the designated hospital, so people actually afraid, a little bit scared to pay a visit to our hospital. But we talk about nosocomial management. Actually, we followed very strict standards. So I can tell you that actually it's very safe inside the hospital. And actually, we'll also talk about the channels and 2 pathways that follow the strict infectious disease management. So everything actually we are doing practice in hospital actually is very safe. We have that standard, we have that code of conduct, we have the everything actually in place. So once again, I set assure for all our viewers, please don't worry about paying visit to Jinyintan Hospital. I believe that people still live in fear. Actually, it's quite safe. And talking about Jinyintan Hospital, actually, we were one of the very first batch of designated hospital to admit COVID-19 patients. And here, actually, I work with President Zhang. Actually, we spent most of the nights here. Why? So since the outbreak of COVID-19, so at the outside of the outbreak, many patients needed to be transferred to our hospital. So at the daytime, actually, they admitted into different hospitals to screen them out. And if they confirmed, actually, in the evening, they started to be transferred to our hospital. So in actually each evening, we received a name list of the daily confirmed patients. And we're also actually one of the hospitals admitting severe condition patients. So normally actually started from 6 p.m. or the peak time around 8 p.m. we started to receive the confirmed patient. So we also did some preparations. First, we need to empty wards before actually for some of the non-COVID-19 infectious disease patients. We started to move these group of people to other wards, and we conducted the disinfectant preparations. This is number 1. And number 2, for the transferred patients, so we need to admit them safely, some already with the oxygen therapy, and some already actually put on the mechanical respirators. So first of all, we need to have the seamless transfer with, or let's say a handover with the transfer in hospitals where with ambulance. We need to collect all the basic information. We need to think about what is the following oxygen treatment. Actually, we've had fewer traffic gathering here. It's normally, actually, you look at all these roads, actually, normally you had patients and a lot of cars. You look at here, it's a parking lot, but actually back to the outbreak time, we had a long line of ambulance waiting here. We talk about this, not just one ambulance arrived, just actually a batch of ambulance. Let's say around 10 ambulance per batch arrived in the hospital at once. So for our medics, we had a group of medics actually took over the transferred patients, collected their information. So actually, I can tell you that the peak number per evening regarding the number of the transferred patients, so it's from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. So that's around nearly 70 to 80 patients. So let's say in hours, we received around 6 to 8 patients. So some are transferred from quite remote places or even to the surrounding cities in Hubei province. So we talk about right now, it's the time actually we see right now the normal orders actually were back on, right? This actually, we talk about this is also the fever clinic, right? So before actually we also had our fever clinic, but that before actually was stationed inside the outpatient service building. But considering the COVID-19 outbreak, and right now actually we practice normalized measures against the COVID-19. So we need to isolate the patients or suspected cases. That is why we emptied the whole first floor of this building as our new fever clinic. So inside our fever clinic, actually we had a whole complicated process including the counters, the reception desks, the pharmaceuticals, testing labs. So anything needed, actually, we're already equipped inside. So you look at the patients when they arrived, they just finish everything, the whole process inside the fever clinic. If they actually not need to be obtained for observation, and they are good to go home. And if they need to stay for further medical observation, they also need to stay inside the fever clinic. So that's the case that a patient go freely inside, outside the fever clinic. That should be not happened. So here you look at the green time. Actually, we also considered that the safety issues. So we also got the swab samples outside the building, so that will not cause the cross infections. And I will tell you actually the fewer people actually here in the fever clinic, but actually we had the people arranged. You talk about that maybe waste the head count. We don't think so. Actually, this is a safeguard measures. So we also always give a priority to the peoples and their lives. So as medics, this is what we need to do. This is our commitment. So Jinyintan Hospital actually is one of the infectious disease hospital, but still we separate the potentially fever patients to this separated fever clinic. So the whole process needs to be taken. The fever patients will be all conducted inside the fever clinic. So let's pay a visit to our ICU wards. Before we only have one ward for ICU. We talk about the critical or severe patients in one ward with 16 beds. So that basically can fulfill our basic needs as a infectious disease hospital. But at the outside of the COVID-19, we found a large number of the respiratory disease patients in a critical condition. And if we talk about actually they have the additional requirement and very strict requirement on the ICU settings. So for example, that we should keep a certain distance between beds in ICU wards. So we had the daily meetings conducted, and one of the goals at the very beginning actually we discussed to extend our bed capacity in ICU, and we also considered several issues. First of all, you modified the normal wards. You need to consider whether you have enough head count. So basically you have enough the software and hardware ready in place. So we talk about the respiratories, the monitors, And for head count, so first of all, we allocated inside the hospitals. And second, we also asked for help to the provincial medical committee and for allocating additional helping hands from other hospitals to Jinyintan Hospital. So this is back then the ICU ward. I believe, Mr. Huang, you're so familiar with here, right? I actually pay a visit to this place every day. So this is the door. Actually is not available, it's not access. So we talk about this is the clean area, and then the orange part means the potential contaminated or semi-contaminated places. We talk about actually according to the standards of infectious disease wards, there are 3 areas. So one is the clean area and semi-contaminated area and contaminated area. And also look at, we have the dormitory for doctors, and right now we can see we had 0 patients with COVID-19 here in Jinyintan Hospital. So look at the whole layout of our buildings. So this is one of the building where here this is the south wing, and also we have the north wing, and we also have the one at the central places. Actually always 7 floors before it's fully occupied. After the words talk about pro-COVID-19 period, right now we empty the total south building, so which is the building here. We are here right now. So the first floor is right now designated as a fever clinic, because right now we are practicing the normalized measures against the COVID-19. And this is the place, actually, you look at the whole process. We have the different movement or the things need to be taken into consideration. So this is actually the whole process of putting on the PPE for medics. So they put on the protective suits. So they need to look at whether they were in the standards, they protect themselves well, they covered all themselves. So make sure, and also conduct the peer checking. So we then are going to the next area. So let's pay a visit to the ward. So this is the office for doctors. And then this is the entrance, which means the way accessing to the contaminated area. So this is a nursing station. And starting from here, you see the right lines. And this is the buffer room. And this room already directly connected to the right zone, or we talk about as the contaminated area. And right now you do not need to worry too much, because everything here you look at, we all follow the strict measures of disinfectants. And look at here, these are our words. Let's go inside. So this is used to be the room to admit COVID-19 patients. So the floor we are right now, actually this place is for the critical or severe conditions. You look at actually the we have a CRT, respiratories, equipment. Actually we talk about, we have a different equipment available that needed for the treatment for COVID-19 patients, especially in the critical and severe patient. So we talk about actually you and the other people actually always stay in the post since the outbreak, and also yourself once infected. So I'm getting really well. So actually, I back to my post March 2nd. I actually then working in my post. So we talk about at the outside, and then right now we are at the station of resumption of work and production, and also we work on the imported cases. So we talk about actually Mr. Huang once infected and then recovered right now in a very healthy condition, and hope you always good luck and in a very healthy condition. So we would like to see you in your post. Thank you so much, and please take care. And let's also go to our other correspondent. Right now I'm at the first floor of the outpatient service building, and the gentleman, the doctor next to me, is president of Jinyintan Hospital, and also he promoted as the chief for the provincial health committee. So we talk about right now the conditions or the overall situation here in Hubei, especially in Wuhan, are much better, because right now we're back already to the normal order. But we also see, you can see here this seeing the COVID-19 revisit clinic. So we talk about right now we had organized a special team regarding the revisit clinic. We have more than 20 doctors and also the nurses, basically a group of 35 to 36 people doing this further consultation. So every morning we had around 30 patients for subsequent or return visits, and in the afternoon we also have more or less the same numbers. So in one day we have around 40 recovered COVID-19 patients. So why we do this? So first of all, we look at their overall health condition after recovery, because actually at the very beginning we have a different saying, like talk about the COVID-19 patients after they recovered, they will have either a different lesion on their different organs. So actually with this subsequent visit, we will get a holistic measures to collect a real situation about our recovered patients of COVID-19. That is one of the purpose to set up this clinic. And also, that is also one of the requirements asked by the national and provincial health commission. So we talk about 70 to 80% of the patients, recovered patients, actually conduct this revisit. So the patients are quite cooperative, and we also collected the scientific-based data for the further usage, of course, not only benefiting people in China, as well as people around the world suffering from COVID-19. So according to our early study, we know actually at the second floor of the outpatient service building, we also have the places for the body check for designated for the COVID-19 recovered patients. So right now we are approaching to the second floor. Once again, we are inside the outpatient service building at Jinyintan Hospital, once a designated hospital to admit COVID-19 patients, especially ones in critical or severe condition. Right now in Jinyintan Hospital, they also set up a specific clinic for COVID-19 recovered patients. And at the first floor, we have a revisit ward or a revisit clinic. And right now at the second floor, you look at it, this is a body check area for our recovered patients. So we Right now they are conducting a 6-minute walk. So we basically check their lung function. And this is a quite normal practice for clinical measures. So we check their old cardiopulmonary function, because we know COVID-19 actually they may have that affected to their heart, to their lungs. So through this kind of 6-minute walk, we can better understand their overall cardiopulmonary function, and we also, based on this practice, we know like how they can, or the level of restoration of their cardiopulmonary organs. So look at it, we had a circle, so they will make around 6 minutes, and then we will receive a result, so we know the recovery situation of these recovered COVID-19 patients. So at the second floor, beside this 6-minute walk, what else we have? Yes, we also have the other testing for the CT scan, MRI, ultrasound, and also including the mental situation. So basically, the mental and physical data we all can be collected here. So for our preliminary study, I can tell you the overall recovery situation of our patients much better than we expect. A lot of people saying that the people recovered from COVID-19 may have that a different damage to, or have that additional cardiovascular disease or cerebral vascular disease, or the lesion or damage to their lungs, to their inner other organs. Right now we have around 2,500 recovered patients, and the data we collected from these group of people actually showed the overall situation actually much better than we expected, which means their lesion of course is still there, but it's much less severe than we predicted. So right now you look at the patient look really good, especially based on their CT scan. But after we looking at the cardiopulmonary function, we talk about they still have more or less a little bit difficult in the cardiopulmonary function reserve. So this is a little bit a common issue we found, and for the reliable scientific based data, we will actually make it available to the public later on. So at the very beginning of the outbreak, actually you already started the landscape of making additional research. So what does research really play its role, or what role it played? So we talk about the research actually laid a very solid foundation for us to taking measures against COVID-19. We work with the China-Japan Friendship hospitals led by academician Wang Chen and Cao Bin, and also work with a team led by Gou Fu from the China CDC, as well as academician Zhong Nanshan. So we worked together. So back to January 2020, already released a set of numbers available to the whole world. So the whole world actually back to January, they already knew the information about virus, what exactly was COVID-19 virus. So we actually raised people's attention and also provide information to let everyone know about what is COVID-19, what is virus regarding this novel coronavirus. So people can do more preparation or make themselves ready to fight the battle against the COVID-19. So this is actually From the very beginning, at a very early date, we had this solid system of conducting scientific research. And we actually can tell you we successfully finished the very first round of our scientific research. And we look at our medics actually still work really hard at the post-COVID-19 period. We talk about Jinyintan Hospital, one of the designated hospitals in the COVID-19 period. So far, what is the working word spirit of among our medics? So far, everyone is quite encouraged. So right now, our day-to-day work is first we provide service to the people with TB or the HIV AIDS. So that's a normal infectious disease patient. And we also have that revisit clinic for COVID-19 recovered patients. And third, we also make ourselves ready to practice a long-term normalized measures, and we build up that team designated for this purpose. So we restore the needed medical materials, as well as we had a pool of talent. So we look at the medics, they're very energetic and also in a high morale. We are ready to deal with any kind of situation at any time. Our main job still right now deal with imported COVID-19 cases and the patients with showing a positive result to their nucleic acid test, but still they just show the very, very light symptoms. So one of our key job, if you're asking about COVID-19 area, so this is our key job. And we also have that revisit clinic. To a personal question to you, Mr. Zhang, Dr. Zhang, and we know actually you received many awards, and yesterday, especially today, and marks China's Medical Works Day, and also you received a China's Medical Workers Medal. So first of all, I feel very delighted and I'm also humbled, because this is not an award for myself. So I believe this is an award or medal actually is granted to all our frontline medics. So this is actually we consider as the hailing to our contribution. So we need to understand this correctly. This is a team award. I'm really happy to share with my medics. We believe actually the honor we received that also can be a driving force for us to moving forward. I believe that also a good inspiration for us to shoulder our responsibility to make further efforts in building country's health system. So we talk about today actually marks a very special day, 3rd China's Medical Workers Day. So at this very special occasion, what message would we like to send to your colleagues? We choose this position as a doctor, as a nurse, as a medical practitioner. So this is the job we chose. So which means we should have that sympathy, and we should keep learning, always keeping curious, and always doing everything to provide service to our patients. So in this COVID-19 outbreak, it showed actually we had a really good relationship between doctors and patients. So we believe that really good chemicals can keep going in the future. So for medics, patients, medics, and civilians, actually we stay on the same boat. The enemy, the common enemy is the virus. So we should work together, shoulder to shoulder, to fight against virus or other thing that threatened our life. Thank you so much. Thank you for your precious words and message. Thank you very much, Dr. Zhang Dingyu. So this is our live coverage from Jinyintan Hospital.